Hello everybody, my name is Madman, I'm a competitive Splatoon coach and analyst, and today I'm going to be talking about good 1v1s. I've heard a quote a long time ago, and you've probably heard it too if you've been in the scene for a while, of that good players win 1v1s, great players win 2v1s. And that quote is fine, but I don't think it necessarily is the best for improvement, because it puts a lot of focus on the idea that to be the best player you have to take a 2v1 for pretty much any fight, when I think that this is very wrong, considering that not every 2v1 is good, and there are also a lot of chances that you're missing out on if you're not taking certain 1v1s. Like, for the most part, 2v1s are going to be better than 1v1s, and they're going to be very secure, but, like, if we're fighting a Hydra that's got a full charge, and it's able to look at both of us without moving his camera much, and we can't hit it, then even if we have two people fighting that, we're probably going to lose that fight because we can't hit it, and it can kill us a lot faster than we can kill it even if we get close. So it makes us, like, in a really tough situation there, even if it's a 2v1. But in a 1v1 setting, like, there are certain advantages. Like, let's say the Hydra was right here and it didn't have a full charge. It's kind of obvious that the Splash would win, because the Splash is the better weapon up close. And there's a bunch of small things that indicate what a good 1v1 would be. Like, I think risk reward is one of the biggest things, because, like, let's say we were an S-Blast and S-Splash fighting. The S-Blast probably wins on main power, but at the same time, let's say the Splash had a cooler effect on right now, so it was buffed. It kind of looks like cat ears, it's supposed to be arrows. But then the Splash, it's probably good for the Splash to take the fight, because while sure, it's probably gonna lose it, but the thing is that there is a reasonable chance that it can win the fight. And if it does win the fight, it's going to be a lot more important than if it loses the fight. Because if it loses the fight, then it gets to respawn after like 3 seconds, compared to the S-Blast, who would have to like wait almost 10 seconds to respawn. So, like, just the risk is like a lot more worth it for the Splash to take this fight. And then there's also just like playing to your main weapon strengths. Like, the S-Blast being under the ledge would be very strong for it, and if we got like a pen out here, the pen would be very strong if it was playing to its range, like versus the Splash. So the Splash wouldn't be able to approach it. But if the Splash got near it, then the pen would have a lot harder of a time. And I feel like we understand mostly how these weapons work with the interactions. And like, that a pen is obviously going to be a lot weaker up close, and a Splash can't do anything from a distance. But us being able to recognize, like, even if we're losing, that it's worth to take a fight because, like, of risk. And I don't mean like losing in the current game state, I mean losing in the weapon matchup, because there's just weapon positioning and other like things happening that can affect the outcome of this. So like, it doesn't always matter if we're gonna risk losing the fight, as long as the risk of us losing the fight isn't as bad as what we get when we win. And that's the main thing I want to get out there. Is that 50-50s can be favorable. Not necessarily in the fact that we're changing it from being a 50-50, but because it's like if you flip a coin and it's like if you get heads, then I'll shoot you in the head, but if it lands on tails, then you have to slap me on the wrist. Like, those things are very not equal, and that's very not fair, so we kind of need to treat the game like where it's not equal all the time. Because frankly it isn't. This thing also comes down to numbers. Like, if the S-Blast was 2 down and the Splash still had its full team, the Splash would be fine with running it down, because if they lose, then it's still a 2v3, so they're still winning, but if they kill that S-Blast, it turns into a 1v4 and they can snowball even harder. So, yeah, that's what I want us to take away from this. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.